Okay, let's just be real for a second. If you are a business owner right now, you are probably feeling completely overwhelmed by the absolute avalanche of AI tools hitting the market every single day. I mean, you're practically drowning in options, right? And trying to figure out how to actually use them to make your business run better, it is exhausting. Well, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to cut right through all that noise. We are walking through the definitive guide to finally making AI work for your small business, and it all starts with fixing your foundation once and for all.
You know, I hear this exact sentiment constantly. Business owners tell me, I know I need AI to stay competitive, but I'm just paralyzed by tool fatigue and imposter syndrome. If that sounds like the monologue running on a loop in your head, I want to validate that feeling for you right now. It is incredibly common. You're watching competitors brag about these massive productivity gains online, but then you open up a blank AI chat box and you just freeze. Listen, you are not alone. And more importantly, this isn't a personal failing. It's actually a structural reality of the current market.
So let's jump into Section 1, the AI usage gap. Because as I just mentioned, you are definitely not alone here. Let's look at exactly why this frustration is happening on a macro level, because there is hard data backing up this feeling of overwhelm. This insight comes from the recent IBM 2026 CEO study. They surveyed 2,000 CEOs at major companies, and let me tell you, business leaders everywhere are absolutely panicking over AI implementation. They know the future of their business depends on it, but the reality on the ground? It is painting a wildly different picture than the hype you see all over social media.
There is just a massive disconnect happening. Think about this. 85% of CEOs say they believe their employees already have the skills to use AI. But when you look at the reality of daily operations, only 25% of employees are actually using AI regularly in their workflows. So there's this huge gap between what leadership thinks is happening and what is actually being executed on the ground floor.
And that brings us to the absolutely crucial point. This number right here, 61%. That is a 61-point gap between the people who could be using AI to drive efficiency and the people who actually are. Every single business leader is staring at this gap, scratching their head and asking, why does this exist? Why is everyone stuck at the starting line? Well, the answer comes down to how we're trying to adopt these tools.
Which brings us to Section 2. What is an AOS? Or, as I like to call it, pouring the concrete before the decor.
The reason everyone feels so stuck is because of a fundamentally flawed approach. People are trying to build these flashy automations, which is essentially like buying the decor for a house without ever pouring the foundational concrete first. You need an operating system before you do anything else. So, what exactly is an AI operating system or an AIOS? Simply put, it's an essential system that captures your unique business data, your highly specific subject matter expertise, and your daily workflows. It operates all in one place, like inside an advanced AI workspace such as Claude Code, to completely remove you, the business owner, as the primary bottleneck. It literally takes all that domain fluency locked inside your head and transfers it directly into the AI, so the tools can finally start working for you.
This builds into a really critical reframe that you need to make today. When you set this up, you aren't just buying an AI tutorial. You don't need to learn how to code or become a tech wizard. You are buying leverage. You're putting a system in place so you can actually step back and work on your business, rather than being constantly trapped working inside of it.
Let's move to Section 3, the Star Digital AIOS setup. This is your low-risk entry point.
Now you might be wondering, how does a small business actually get this foundation built without spending $30,000 on some massive consulting firm? Well, it's $297. That is the one-time price point for this entire setup. Star Digital designed this to be highly accessible, specifically to remove the financial risk that usually paralyzes business owners the second they hear the words tech infrastructure. It's not some massive ongoing retainer. It is a simple, affordable starting line.
And honestly, my favorite part about this is the speed. Your foundation is delivered in just 48 to 72 hours from the moment you complete your intake form. You don't have to wait months. There are no endless strategy meetings. You get your concrete poured and dried in a matter of days, so you can start moving forward literally immediately.
Now, to make sure we're totally aligned, we have to talk about this scope wall. What exactly is this and what is it not? What it is, it's the foundation. It's the core infrastructure, your Claude project files and the MCP connections. And by the way, MCP connections are basically just secure digital bridges that link your AI directly to your calendar, your Drive, or your CRM. On the flip side, what is it not? It's not the massive automation builds, the complex lead response sequences, or the full sales funnels. It is strictly the solid concrete foundation that all those automated decorations will eventually sit securely on top of.
Section 4. The 4 setup steps for this done-for-you infrastructure.
So let's look at what actually happens during those 48 to 72 hours when Star Digital goes to work for you. The process is this completely effortless 4-step sequence designed to take the burden off your plate. Step 1 is a free AI business audit. Step 2 is the AI tool stack scope doc. Step 3 is the actual done-for-you infrastructure setup. And Step 4 is a 30-minute walkthrough call. Let's break each of these down really quick so you know exactly what to expect.
Step 1 is the free AI business audit. Before anyone even touches a keyboard, Star Digital assesses your current setup. They review the exact tools you're currently using, they identify where the glaring gaps are, they map out your highest priority AI opportunities, and they thoroughly document your business context. They absolutely have to understand your specific business before they can build a system to support it.
From there, we move to Step 2, the AI tool stack scope doc. Think of this as your personalized blueprint. It tells you exactly what your business needs moving forward. It recommends 5 to 8 perfectly tailored tools, gives you the exact rationale for why those specific tools were chosen, and prioritizes the implementation order, so you aren't guessing. You know exactly what to tackle first.
Then we get to the magic in Step 3, the done-for-you setup. This is the hands-on building phase. Start Digital physically connects your data infrastructure. They create your Claude project and the absolutely crucial Claude.md file, which is basically the permanent brain that holds all your specific business knowledge. They set up 3 to 5 MCP connections to securely link your AI to your calendar, Google Drive, or CRM. They install daily prompt templates and connect your native backend platforms. They do all the heavy lifting for you. And finally, Step 4, the 30-minute walkthrough call. Because once it's built, they don't just toss you the keys and wish you luck. You jump on a live Zoom call where they actually hand over the system. You get a full tour of your live, functioning ACIS, real training on how to use it in your daily workflow, plain English explanations of what those new MCP connections do, and a super clear roadmap for your next steps.
Which leads us perfectly into Section 5, the next level, automation, building on the foundation.
You see, what actually becomes possible once this foundation is finally in place is incredible. Your business can seamlessly start climbing what we call the AI business ladder. You've officially conquered rung 0 and rung 1. Now, because your data is totally connected and your specific context is captured, you can easily plug in advanced, revenue-generating automations without everything instantly breaking.
This opens the door to Star Digital's core services. We're talking about things like the speed-to-lead system for instant, AI-powered lead responses, follow-up sequencing to nurture prospects on autopilot, database reactivation, which is huge, to wake up all those old leads just sitting cold in your CRM, and the ultimate speed-to-close system. These powerful tools are the decor, and they run absolutely perfectly now because they are sitting securely on top of that newly built infrastructure.
So, the single biggest takeaway I want you to have from this explainer today is this. Your AILS is not the end of your AI journey. It's the beginning. It is the absolute necessary foundation that makes everything else actually work. Without this concrete setup, none of those flashy AI automations you see gurus pushing online will actually function properly for your specific business.
Let me leave you with this final thought to really ponder today. Are you going to keep trying to build AI automations on a broken foundation, driving yourself completely crazy with tool fatigue? Or are you finally ready to let the experts step in, pour the concrete, and build an operating system that actually gives you real leverage? The choice is entirely yours, but the foundation is right here, waiting to be built.